The Russian Ministry of Defense often requested all kinds of unconventional machines. One notable project was a combination of a locomotive and a missile carrier, and nobody knows what it was actually for. The idea emerged in the early 2000s, ordered by the Russian Ministry of Defense. It was quite interesting. A hybrid tractor with advanced all-terrain capabilities and independent electric motor drives for each wheel. The project, designated DM62-1727, was undertaken by engineers from the All-Union Scientific Research Institute of Diesel Locomotive Engineering and Bauman Moscow State Technical University. They started with a MAZ 543 6-axle chassis, often called the Hurricane, which was stripped of its powertrain and cabin compartment. The new cabin was actually an M62 locomotive that they received from the factory. It was stripped of its bogies and welded onto the MAZ underpinnings. Using the original railway engine, this could be referred to as a wheeled locomotive. The M62, nicknamed Mashka, was originally built to prevent Eastern Bloc countries from purchasing Western products from capitalist countries. For instance, Hungary had bought a Swedish locomotive prior to this order from Khrushchev. Ironically, the M62 engine was incredibly similar to the Winton and EMD 2-stroke units of American production. Given the reputation of the Soviet regime, it should come as no surprise that they possibly reverse-engineered them. Although this information is not particularly required for the story context, I found it worth mentioning. This wheeled railcar hybrid received the aforementioned 2-stroke diesel V12 engine, known as the Kolomna 14D40. The engine displayed around 150 liters and produced 2000 horsepower. This power was channeled into a 1300 kilowatt generator, which then sent electric current into traction motors. There was an 80 horsepower asynchronous electric motor in each of the 12 wheel hubs. What's more interesting is that beyond the 12x12 all-wheel drive with independent suspension, each wheel had independent hydraulic steering. Lengthwise, it was comparable to an articulated bus, but it weighed 3 times as much. The sheer weight of the truck may have been one of the major culprits of the project, as a locomotive body is not designed for handling anything other than forward and backwards movements. It was inefficiently heavy for this kind of purpose and also exhibited a horrendous center of gravity. The reason why the ministry ordered this truck and what it was meant to be used for remains a mystery. There are theories that it was some kind of experimental truck with the special powertrain and steering system. Another variant suggests that it was built as a mobile power station with thousands of kilowatts to provide. It is said that during the first start, the vehicle leaked hydraulic fluid from a number of points, and it also broke its wheels and axles after a short distance. Clearly, wheeled Mashka was far from being fully developed. The project was eventually abandoned due to its technical difficulties and lack of practical utility, and remains a curious example of experimental engineering. There is a video of the DM62 moving on the road. It even received number plates, but it does not drive under its own power. As with previous Soviet trucks, it is also possible to experience this truck in off-road video games such as SpinTires.